Hi friends, my name is Nandita. I am from Andhra Pradesh.
Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to learn about who will do this work from Environmental Studies CBSE syllabus class 5. Children, have you seen such services around you? Yes, these people we can say as class 4 or group D services people means the lowest level posts in the government. This includes peon, chaprasai, draftery, dispatch rider, etc. However, nowadays all these employees are called multitasking skilled workers. Fourth class services are the lowest class services in any organization. Now, let us see who are Group B and Group C employees. Posts carrying a pay or a scale of pay with a maximum of not less than 9,000 but less than 13,500 are known as Group B posts. Civil posts with a maximum pay over 4,000 but less than 99,000 are in C Group employees. Children, C group posts mainly perform clerk, electrical works in ministries and departments of D. Group D employees are recruited to do maintenance and labor work. All the salaries and grade pay of central government employees are decided by a committee called Central Pay Commission. Now, let us see who comes under Group A posts in India. Children, example, magistrate and judicial services officers of all Indian services, that is IAS, IPS, IPOS, IOFS, IFOS, officers of 61 Central Group A civil services including IFS, IA, AS, AIRS, CAPFS officers, all Indian Railway officers are comes under this category. Now let us see what are the responsibilities of janitor and duties. Children, perform general cleanup of all areas of the buildings as directed, manage routine keep up of exterior areas, green space and parking allot, complete non-routine cleaning according to specific job orders, removing garbage and recycling daily and prepare bins for weekly pickup. These comes under janitor responsibilities and their duties. Now let us see what is the general cleaning duties. Children, a general cleaner performs the function of cleaning, stocking and supplying cleaning materials to designated facility areas. His or her duties may include dusting, sweeping and mopping, vacuuming, cleaning, sealing vent tents and cleaning the restrooms. Children, commercial cleaning companies usually employ them. Cleaners generally work in a team and performs a variety of tasks including cleaning floors, windows and walls, vacuum carpets, dusting furniture, emptying dustbins, polishing desks in offices, changing linens in hostels, resorts and hospitals. Now let us see who is this sanitation workers. Children, a sanitation worker or a sanitary worker is a person responsible for cleaning, maintaining, operating or emptying the equipment or technology at any step of the sanitation chain. This is the definition used in the narrower sense within WASH sector. More broadly speaking, sanitary workers may also be involved in cleaning streets, parks, public spaces, sewers, storm water, drains, and public toilets. Another definition for this is the moment an individual waste is outsourced to another, it becomes sanitation work. Those workers who maintain the empty on-site sanitation systems, so they contribute to functionally facial slugs management systems, etc. Now let us see our friends spoke to some staff who do cleaning jobs. Here some of these things they told us. Since when have you been doing this work? So the man replied, about 20 years since I completed my studies. Then why did you not study further? You could have got some other job. The person replied, you need money for studies. And even after that, the most of our people continue to do this kind of work. So, what do you mean? Since our great grandfather's time, or even before that, the most people of our community have been doing this work. Even after getting a college degree, our people do not get any kind of job, so that we have to do this work. So, why is that so? That is the way it is. In the center city, entire city, all the people who do this kind of work are from our community. It has always been so. Children, let us see what kind of work or jobs do people not want to do and why. Children, the work which does not require much brain are not challenging. For example, work of a sweeper, gatekeeper, doing whitewash on the buildings, etc. People does not want to do these jobs because these jobs we cannot earn well. These are not challenging and these are not considered as respectable jobs also. So people do not want to do jobs of sweepers, dishwashers, sewage cleaners, whitewashers, etc. And people do not want opt for these jobs because after getting educated, they get other options of employment. They want to earn more and think these activities are neither interesting or near for their status. Children, then who will do all these works? This kind of work is done by poor people and people belonging to a particular community in which their elders also have done the same work, and people who did not get chance to do other jobs. Some people do this kind of work as either they do not have the money to study, or even after getting educated they cannot manage to get their other jobs. So now let us study what would happen if nobody did this work. Children, if nobody would do this work, then it will create a problem for us. The garbage will get collected outside our schools and houses and our surroundings. It will get started giving bad smell due to the poisons of floating. It could create epidemics also. Do you think that everyone has ever tried to change this situation? Yes, many people have tried. People are trying even today, but it is not easy to change this. One such person was Mahatma Gandhi, and Gandhiji had a friend called Mahadev Desai. Mahadev Desai's son was Narayana, also stayed with Gandhiji when he was young. This incident is from Narayana book. Let us see a small story from this book and we'll go back to remembering of those days. Children, when Narayana means Babla was about 11 years old, he was staying in Gandhiji's Sabarmati ashram. Like everyone else in the ashram, he had to do various kinds of work. One of his job was to teach the guests how to clean the toilets. In those days, the toilets were not what we know today. There used to be holes under which baskets were kept. People sat on the holes. Later, the basket had to be filled with hand to be emptied. It was the usual practice that people from a particular committee would do this work. But in Gandhiji ashram, every person has to carry the basket to the compost pit and empty it there. No one has excused from this task, not even the guest. Narayana Bhai remembers how some people used to try and avoid this work. Some even left the ashram because of this. Some years later, Gandhiji went to stay at the village near Varda in Maharashtra. Gandhiji, Mahadev Bhai, and others started to clean the toilets in. in the village. They did this for some months. One morning, a man coming from the toilet tent saw Mahadev Bhai. He pointed to him and said, "There is a lot of dirt over there. Go and clean that." When Babla saw this, he was very angry. He thought the villagers left that this was not their work. This was for Gandhiji and his team to do. He asked Gandhiji why this work was so. Gandhiji replied, "Untouchability is a serious matter. Lot of hard work will be required to change this." Narayana knew that the people who usually do this work were thought to be untouchability. He asked, "What is the use if the villages people do not change their thinking? They have become used to someone else doing this work for them." Gandhiji replied, "Why don't you think the people who clean also benefit for him? They also learn a lesson. To learn something is like learning a new skill. Even if it is a cleaning job." Little Narayana was not convinced. He again argued, "Those who make a place dirty but do not clean it should also learn a lesson." Gandhiji and Narayana continued to argue about this, but when he grew up, Narayana always followed the path shown by Gandhiji. Children, let us discuss about sanitation workers in India. This article was written by Jayati Joshi in September 8, 2017. He found that many deaths will take till they know that too many people have died in just 35 days between mid-July and mid-August this year. In the capital city of Delhi alone, 10 sanitation workers died while they were engaged in the poorly paid and extremely hazardous task of manual scavenging. They were entering sewers to clean them without adequate or even minimum precautions taken by the employers that would allow these workers to deal with the noxious and toxic gases, slippery floors, high walls, and often very high temperature in these sewers. Children, manual scavenging is defined as the removal of human excrement from public streets and dry latrines, cleaning specific tanks, gutters, and sewers. This practice is still widely prevalent in India, driven not only by class and income divides but much more by caste and patriarchy. All manual scavengers in the country are Dalit, and even among different Dalit castes, such workers tend to be lower in the hierarchy, coming from one of the most marginalized and oppressed subcastes. And within such workers, there is a clear gender divided. Women workers dominate in the cleaning, removal, and carrying of faeces from toilets in both rural and urban areas. This work tends to be the lowest paid, with some instances being recorded of unbelievable rates like 150 rupees per month and a roti or 2 per day as per household thus served. Meanwhile, men work in cleaning septic tanks, gutters, and sewers. Both types of tasks are unpleasant and unhealthy and even carrying severe risks to their life. Children, it is clear one of the most religious occupation in India is remarkable that there was no official data on this, but independent surveys indicate that at least 1370 deaths per year have occurred during such work, and even this is probably a serious underestimate. As many as 2% of workers have been estimated to die in the course of their work because of lack of protective equipment and minimal safety measurements. In case these workers have major health problems and tend to die early because of the continuation inhalation of toxics, fumes, and susceptibility to diseases that comes from dealing with faeces and related risks. Such workers directly lead to nausea, skin infections, anemia, diarrhea, vomitings, jaundice, and trachomia, which also not only the men who enters the sewers and septic tanks to clean them, but the women who carry uncovered loads of excreta on their heads. It is common to find cardiovascular degeneration, musculoskeletal disorders, infection, skin diseases, and respiratory elementary among such workers. And because of these workers are typically so poor paid, they also suffer from undernutrition and cannot avail to adequate preventative and curative health services. Children, it is true that after this latest speak in such depth in capital city, there has been some reportage and some outcry typical of episodic and sensation driven interested that characteristics media coverage of most matter in India. But imagine the coverage if the same number of soldiers had died, or even if many cows had suddenly been found dead in the same city. What is worse? There is simply not enough attention to the fact of official practices along with the current central government flagship Swachh Bharat Abhiyan SBA actually make matter significantly worse by implicitly relying on these forms of labor without concern for the lives, safety, and working conditions of such workers. Children, two laws promulgated by the central government in the past 2 decades have sought to address the issue of such work and its condition. In 1993, law the Employment of Manual Scavengers and Construction of Dry Latrines Act 1993 did not ban such work but rather sought to regulate its condition, and furthermore it had no real provision for punishing those who did not comply. Unsurprisingly, it had a little or no impact in addressing either the existence or the nature of its practice. Children, Indian flagship sanitation program Swachh Bharat Mission highlights the importance of both latrine use and safety and proper disposal. Since the most of urban India is not connected to sewers, but SBM recommends that cities work together technologically, financing and governance initiatives that would ensure safe facial sludge management. In practice, this refers to mechanical sludge removal as opposed to the non-legal manual method of emptying toilet pits. Children, World Toilet Day is United Nations observance that celebrates toilets and raises awareness of 4.2 billion people living without access of safely managed sanitation. This is thing about taking action to tackle the global sanitation crisis and achieve sustainable development goal water and sanitation for all by 2030. Let us see what is the theme of World Toilet Day. Children, the World Toilet Day seeks to inspire action to tackle the global sanitation crisis and help achieve sustainable development of Goal 6, which promises sanitation for all by 2030. In 2020, activities to mark the day will focus on the theme Sustainable Sanitation and Climate Change. Children, let us discuss about a child story. The story is almost 100 years old. Children, 7 years old Bhim went to Gurgaon in Maharashtra with his father to spend his holidays. He saw a barber cutting the long hair of rich farmer's buffalo. He thought of his own long hair. He went to the barber and asked for his haircut. The barber replied, "If I cut your hair, both my razor and I will get dirty." So to cut human hair can be dirtier than cutting an animal hair, wondered by that little Bhim. Later, this little Bhim was known as Bhim Rao Baba Saheb Ambedkar. He became very famous across the world. Baba Saheb fought for justice for people like him. After Indians' freedom, the constitution was prepared under the leadership of Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Children, now let us see who do the cleaning in our school and what all has to be cleaned. Children, the cleaning in our school is also done by 2 or 3 sweepers. They have to clean the toilets, all the rooms, the terrace and grounds of the school, isn't it? While students are also contributed of garbage in school, they have no role in cleaning it or maintaining the cleanliness. We went what the students should develop these habits and take responsibility of cleanliness in schools, said by Deputy Minister and Education Minister Manish Shishidoye. Now children, let us see the importance of cleanliness in school. The importance of cleanliness in school is to provide a healthy and safety environment for students. There are many issues related to hygiene that students and schools employees have to face every day. Germs and bacteria are become a part of our life, especially when discussing kids. Most of those can even harm them for a life or affect the social and economical well-being of the school. As the facility manager or the headmaster of a school, you need to make sure that the school building always stays clean. From classrooms and hallways to safety area and administrative rooms, you and your staff must maintain the cleanliness in your school every day. For many students and teachers, they spend most of their time at school, so maintaining cleanliness in the school is a vital for many reasons. Children, now let us see how do you keep your school paragraph clean. Children, to keep our school paragraph clean, we should not throw the waste items such as paper, polythene bags, etc. in the ground after the recess or many other time. We should always be try to keep our ground neat after the recess. We should not throw the waste items or if our friends are doing so. Children, there are 7 types of tips we can maintain to keep our school clean. So, the top 7 tips on how to keep our school facilities clean are: provide doormats in each class and keep trash cans in each working station and classrooms, start recycling the practices in the school, encourage the students and teachers to keep things away immediately after the use, and organize cleaning day events, clean the school facilities frequently, hire a professional cleaning company to keep our schools clean. Children, a part of cleaning school, let us see what is the role of teacher in child friendly school. The most common role of a teacher plays in the classroom is to teach knowledge to children. The teachers teach in many ways, including lecturers, small group activities and hands-on learning activities to create a classroom awareness on classroom environment. Teachers also play an important role in the classroom when it comes to the environment. Children, should students to be responsible for cleaning their school? Yes, it is a great idea for students to help ensure that the school is tidy, and this might include picking up litter, clearing away resources after each lesson, and generally maintaining the tidiness of the school. However, students tidying the school cannot be substituted for a professional cleaning team. Now children, let us see why it is important to keep the classroom clean. Yes, more useful learning environment. The most important benefit of a classroom clean is the fact that it maximizes the learning experience of the students. According to the recent studies, the dirty environment negatively affects the learning of students and in turn the overall performance in the class. So, every student can be participated in Swachh Bharat program to clean his or her classroom, and planting the saplings once in a month, flushing the toilets after every use, storing the material like project books, notebooks, textbooks needed for studying clearly labeled cupboards can ensure the cleanliness. Children, let us conclude with, do people look at different kinds of work in the same way? Yes, because people look at different when they work hard in irregular, it brings change to them because they focused on their work, they concentrate small while working, and it to bring changes them. So we conclude with Gandhiji's favorite bhajana is given here. This bhajana is in Gujarati. Try to understand the meaning of these lines. Thank you.